Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is D-Free, and here today we're taking another look at the Tournament of Power mode that recently came out on Dragon Ball Legends. This is not a guide video. If you want to see my guide video where I talk about basically the beginner guide and things that you need to know about the mode and the way it functions, you can check that out down below. That one was fun because it was titled in a very dramatic way to get engagement, but I never thought the game mode was trash like the title suggested. And you can really tell who just reacts to titles or who actually listens to even the first couple of minutes of a video. But again, it was made that way, so I get the interaction. So that being said, if you thought I thought the mode was trash, then boom, there you go. I didn't ever think it was trash. I always thought the mode had a lot of room for improvement, and we're going to talk about that in this video. The only downside is this is they built this in a way with the design focus of making it very, very passive, right? It's not a mode that you're going to spend a lot of time in ever as in its current iteration, right? Maybe they change it, I don't know, but you're not going to play it a lot, right? The energy takes forever to restore. I have 4 energy, and in 11 hours I'll get another one. At first I thought it was 5 hours, by the way. It's freaking 11 hours. Anyways, in 11 hours I'll get another energy, and that'll cap me out at 5. I'll obviously be using the energy I have in this video, so that won't happen, but nonetheless, that's like 2 days of waiting, by the way. So that's built that way for a specific reason. They wanted this to be so passive that you're not coming here and using CC and just spamming through it, because it does have a ranking system. So that's kind of how they've built it. Now, obviously, that might change in the future. I'm going to play this stage while I'm talking. That might change in the future, but that's how it's built currently. So let's go ahead and just run this stage really quick. I don't really need to do much. My team is already set up properly. And again, you don't really spend a ton of time here. It's really passive to the point where, like I said, that was 2 days of waiting to get 4 energy. I actually forgot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie to you. I actually forgot about the mode for 2 days. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's like, you don't want a mode that's so passive players just forget it exists, right? But I did. I just kind of just went about my day, and it was just something I didn't even bother with. So there's that. So, like I said, you don't spend a ton of time here. It's not even like you play the battles. You just they're automatic, and you can kind of just review the battles to make sure that your team construction is working out pretty well. But overall, I do enjoy some of the mechanics that are built in here. I'm going to show you guys one of the ones that I talked about in my guide video. I haven't been able to change my team yet. I will in a couple of steps. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And players that got stuck with Shallot because they weren't paying attention. Yeah, if you're listening and that's you, I know it's you, man. A lot of people commented that. And I'm like, what? You guys didn't pay attention to where it said change your team now? Because you won't be able to anytime soon. Anyways, in my guide video I talked about Toppo and how I really like his design. There's so many characters I still need to review, but I'm gonna probably switch it up and add Champa and Beerus onto my team, because they have this whole no attack mechanic that I want to test out too. So if you're familiar with RPGs, you know about taunts or things like that. Toppo's going to activate his taunting ability here, and you guys are going to see for the whole first turn, they're going to hit nobody but Toppo. And a lot of times there are going to be stages that actually have spaces where you can put the character, because when you start off a battle, you can switch around your formation of your team. You cannot switch characters out of your team aside from your backups, but you can actually switch around the placements they're in and the spots. A lot of times I like to put Toppo in one of those spots, and he can take even further reduced damage. So you're going to see right here, he's going to just be a massive tank for this whole first round, and he's going to take basically no damage. So watch what happens here. Turn 1 starts here. They're going to constantly just attack him, right? Now, in my initial video, I did also say that I didn't see a rhyme or reason to the placement of characters, but the way it's built, it goes from right to left, it looks like, in terms of character KOs. So basically, long story short, my characters are going to aggro Bergamo for the most part. Then they're going to go over to Basil, then Lavender. No, Lavender, then Basil, excuse me. So there is some rhyme or reason to the placement of the characters that I found out. In my guide video, I didn't think that was the case. So Toppo's just taking all the hits here. Part of that, again, is if what I just said is true, Toppo also is in that first spot, so they really don't have much of a choice. But that would leave you with some design space to switch around the characters and put Toppo in a different spot overall. But I mainly had him there because of the Vados buff that's proccing right now. So inflicted damage up, same with Jiren. But again, this was also a placement that I had for the last round, because I believe there was a special bonus in the top right corner for reduced damage. So now they're obviously attacking different characters, it looks like. We've now moved on to Lavender there. And Vados is now the aggro target. Okay, no, it doesn't really matter. It changes a lot. We got a cover change there, it looked like, from Bergamo. The game is so fast-paced, no matter what speed you have it on, it's still really fast-paced to the point where you maybe don't really understand exactly what's going on until you see it multiple times through. It's going to be really tough for a lot of players to understand this. So I'm going to kind of just back out of here. But that's just the general gist of it. You don't actually play. You just build a team and see how they function, right? A couple of gripes I have is I don't know if I explained it or not. I intended to. Actually, let me change my team around a little bit here. Oh, I clicked the freaking button. I didn't hit switch out. Okay, well, the good news is in the next space I can change my party around. Let's see if they win here. Do they win? Okay, it's going to end right here. It's connecting. Yes, here it is. And they win. Nice. No KOs or anything. Okay, so the TP. It's built that way so you don't spend CC and just spam it. Like I said, it's made to be a super passive mode. There is a ranking system, so that's something you obviously want to take into account as well. So you want to think about that when it comes to kind of complaining about the TP system. I do hate it because it's too long. Like I said, 2 days for 2 energy basically is too long, right? I don't care what game mode it is, it's too long. So there's that, but if it was half the time and you put the onus on players to log in a little bit more often, I'd like that maybe a little bit more than, again, twice a day. It's just, that's maybe too lenient. So maybe if they cut the time in half to the 5 hours I thought it was in the first place, I wouldn't be as mad, because you're going to get basically all energy in one day in a 24-hour period, almost all of your energy. That would be a lot better in my opinion than 2 energy per day basically. So other than that though, another really big gripe I have with this is, I've talked about it before, but there's no like sorting options. Let's move to this space. Yeah, there's no sorting options for the characters that have tournament of power stats. I really don't like that, because there are a lot of characters that do, and there are a lot of characters that don't, and there's a lot of various effects that are built into these characters. For example, Krillin being a bonus character is criminal because he has no effects currently. You just get bonus points for having Krillin, which I also haven't discerned yet whether or not bonuses are stacking effects, or if it's like you have one and you're good, right? I assume it's a stacking effect, which also ruins team building, because everyone's just going to stack in bonus characters and be good. I'm personally not going to do that. But like when I talked about Topo having the taunt ability, right? It would be nice if there was a way to sort out to characters that have the ability to, you know, take aggro like that. It's in here somewhere. I'm not going to really look for it. It's in here somewhere. I think it's right here. Yeah, here it is. Applies buff effect, focus on this character for 1 turn. So it would be cool if they had that, but I understand why that's not in the game. But at least add a filter for characters that have tournament power stats and those that don't. Like if I pull up Whis here, he probably doesn't have anything. Oh, he does have... Oh, no. He just has the art card. He has no abilities here, right? That's fair. They basically prioritized the LFs and stuff like that. You can really see what happens with them. I really don't like this in its current iteration, because I have to sit here and click through every character, which leads me to another point. Why is there no, like, arrow button on the right and left side of these characters so you can scroll through? Why do I have to get all the way out? That's a very basic quality of life change. And the last thing I really don't love is the Tournament of Power equips. For one, they seem trash. I don't know. But... one thing I don't love is the fact they go into your regular box space. Why is that a thing? Nobody has space for this. Like, nobody that's actually actively farming equips has space for that. So I don't love that either. It needs to be changed. They need to go into their own separate spot or space, or they need to give players a massive amount more equipment slots just for free too. Don't even make them like, you know, purchasable or exchangeable. Just freaking give them out like they did once upon a time. So that's another thing I really don't love. So if you're counting, I don't love the TP. I don't love the way that you can't really sort through characters. I don't love the equipment space. But that's really the only things that I really don't. I guess, like I said, I don't really love how passive it is. That also kind of ties into the first thing. But I understand. It's the way it was built. This is the preseason. So they're going to try to improve this mode as they go. This is not the finished product. This is effectively a beta, if you will. So that's understandable, right? They're trying to see what they can build on. And I want to kind of see how this mode improves going forward, because they did say in their preview videos and stuff like that, the characters are going to change. Like, they have these tiers. None of the characters actively show up in here. I'm going to see how that impacts team builds. I want more leverage on team builds as opposed to bonus points as well. And I just want to see how this evolves. Like I said, I think that this mode has a lot of potential, and it just needs more oomph to it. It shouldn't be forgettable, right? Like co-op was the last really big change that they added in terms of a new quote-unquote mode to the game. Co-op had a nice run for like the first like few weeks, where it felt like it was super fun, and it was everything that everybody was playing and all this stuff. But obviously it did, you know, degenerate, and people don't enjoy it as much as they once did. This mode, I don't feel like really got that from the masses, where it's like, oh, this is so cool, everyone's playing it, because you can't even play it. I want to test my characters and I can't even play it. I don't know why there's not like an offline non-ranking practice mode on like a home screen or something, where you go into like Tournament of Power like practicing, and you can obviously, like, there wasn't even like a real tutorial. There was just a couple slides. Like, there's a lot that they need to explain with this mode. I honestly like halfway expect them to do like a video and stuff where they kind of just go in depth on this mode and explain it, because that they didn't really do that. Like, it feels like it was just thrown out there, and it has a lot of, again, warts on it and ways to improve. Last thing I want to talk about is Shallot. Shallot's actually a really good character. He's a really good character for this mode. His stats seem really powerful. His abilities, he auto-transforms. You don't have to deal with him being in base at the start of turn 1, so that's really good. He has a special gauge. Like, he has really good effects. So, restores health. I like Shallot a lot. But there are players that were also stuck with Shallot. Now, this isn't a fault of the game. This is the fault of the players, because the players didn't read where it said if you don't change your team right now, you won't be able to change your team until you get to one of the spaces that I landed on right now. So that, guys, please be sure to pay attention when they are explaining some of those things as well, because you just kind of went in and clicked and you know who you are. So that's pretty much it. I enjoy the mode when I can play it. That's the big thing. I would love for there to be some sort of training mode. That would be huge. Offline, non-ranking iteration. It's literally, you know how they have the non-ranking version of PvP? Just put that in here where there's no TP restriction. You can even add friend battles. I don't really know how friend battles would work because it's an automated thing. You just watch the match. I don't know, but you can add different things there, right? So we'll see what happens. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think, your criticisms, etc. Excuse me. Check out the guide video I did down below with the basic beginner tips and stuff. Obviously, I wasn't perfect at the game mode, and I'm still not. Still things I need to learn. Thank you all. Have an awesome day.